The match that we've all marked down on our calendars before the season even started, Collingwood, Carlton, Thursday night. Here we go. Before we jump into this preview of this huge game, just want to give a shout out to Swish because this video could not be possible without them. So thank you so much for your support. If you've got, there's Mother's Day coming up, an engagement, a friend's birthday, anything that you can think of. We just want to send a friend a message from Nick Dacos, Jack Cruz, Scott Pendlebury, Josh Dacos, any Collingwood player that you can think of, head over to Swish, use the link down below, or get to Swish, use code SWOOPLUKE for 10% off. It would help support the channel. It would mean the world to me. So Swish, thank you so much for jumping on board. So Thursday's game against Carlton is the Peter Mac Cup game. So Peter Mac, if you don't know, one of the world-leading cancer research places, educational places as well, and a treatment center for cancer. They've been supporting this fixture for the last 30 years, so it's the 30th year this year. And I think, with cancer, everyone knows someone who is going through it. Peter Mac is where my nana goes to at the moment. She's been battling lung cancer for, I don't know, six years, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know if you remember, but, years and years ago, I raised about $3,000 for cancer research. I think it was Cancer Council at the time. And I got her to shave my head off. So that's why I keep my head shaved. Because of Nana. I've never shaved my head since I was a baby or since I was young. And then I did it, in solidarity with Nana. She's going well, she's strong. But Peter Mac holds a special place in my heart, my family's heart as well. And we're just so lucky that, Nana's still fighting because of what they're doing and how they're helping her and all the chemo and stuff. So this fixture does hold a dear place in my heart. And, we get to celebrate the good that Peter Mac do for cancer research and cancer treatment. So Peter Mac, incredible work. Just thank you so much. Now, Collingwood, Carlton. This game is huge for a number of reasons, right? It's always going to be big. It's a Collingwood Carlton game. Doesn't matter if we're first, 18th, 17th, there for whatever it may be. It's always a big game. There's going to be 90,000 people, and it's always a finals-like contest. Now, yes, we're very aware that Carlton are 0-3, and we're 2-1 at the moment. I think just throw all that out. Anyone that tells you that this is going to be a walk in the park, honestly don't know what they're talking about, because Carlton, despite it all, despite them being 0-3, are playing some good football. I was going to say pretty good football, but they are playing some good football, especially, in the first half of games where they're playing that rugby-style, high-pressure, finals-like football. And that's where they get off to a bit of a lead, and then they start to drop off a little bit. So, they're still really good for their clearances. Like, look at TDK. They've got the best ruckman in the league at the moment, got a good midfield around him. They're getting the ball inside 50. They just can't execute. Now, Collingwood, on the other hand, we've had a so-so start to the season. As you are aware, we've seen the best of Collingwood. We've seen the worst of Collingwood. So this matchup with the teams could not have come at a better time. Yes, we have the chance to make them 0-4 and put a nail into their proverbial coffin, which would be absolutely incredible. But they're going to come out like just a bull out of the races. They are going to hit us with every single thing that they have, because not only are they trying to get a win on the board, imagine doing it against the Pies. Now, like I alluded to before, Carlton start off really, really well. Like they start off well, in their last 3 games, they get out to a lead, but then the second half is when they start getting outscored and the other teams start pegging them back. And the thing with Collingwood is we can run out games right until the end. So if there's a reason why we're going to win this game, it's because we'll be able to outlast the game longer than Carlton will. I don't think Carlton will be able to sustain 4 quarters of that high intensity pressure that will come and give us in the first quarter. And we've just seen that time and time again. You really can't change that, especially after a 6-day break that Carlton are coming off, where you've only got one, maybe two, but mainly one full training session. So it's going to be really interesting. And then we're coming off the bye as well. So how I see this game playing out, I really do see it playing out like most of Carlton games has before, where Carlton might get out to a little bit of a lead, right? Because we tend to start a little bit slower. Carlton will come out the blocks, hit us hard, but when the second, third, fourth quarter starts rolling around, that's when we start getting on our bikes. Carlton won't be able to handle our transitional run, that run off half back, that high chaotic football. And, that's not to say that we're no good at pressure, because we're the pressure pies. If we're to win this game, our tackling and our pressure has to be second to none. Think of what we did to Port Adelaide. We didn't let them run. We didn't let them just have any sort of majority of that ball. We were chopping them off whenever we could. That's what we need to do to the Blues. And all you have to really do is look at our previous games against Carlton, or just this fixture in general. They've been really, really, really close. So I don't see this game being any different. It's going to be a hard-fought contest. It's going to be finals-like footy. I don't even anticipate this being super high scoring, but I do anticipate it being just grueling. It is going to be a grueling and bruising match. Now, some players to sort of look out for, they got Curnow, Mackay. I think Mackay is coming back. That's why I think Billy Frampton is going to play. The thing with Curnow and Mackay is it's kind of like the Sam Darcy thing from a couple of weeks ago when we were playing Footscray, where Sam Darcy kicked 4 goals. He was doing everything he could, marking the ball, and nearly won the game off his own boot. But Darcy Moore had one of the best games that he's played in the last, 12 or so games. So when you look at it like that, you go, okay, can we afford Curnow and Mackay getting up? And we know that we're no good one-on-one, so you need a third defender sort of coming through, and we lose Reef, and Billy Frampton isn't really that guy. So that back line, that defense, is where we struggle with a lot. But then you flip it over and you look at our forwards and you go, okay, if we're worrying about Curnow and Mackay and maybe Kemp, you look at our forward line. We've got one of the best forward lines in the competition at the moment. Checkers comes back in, Membry, McStay. We didn't have this luxury last year when we were playing Carlton or playing any of the other teams. Now we've got 3 key forwards, plus Bobby Hill, plus Jordan De Goey, who is going to be playing in the forward line, I dare say, because we saw it a lot in the Footscray game. At training today, he was just training the house down in the forward line. So anticipate that. Bobby Hill, Lockie Schultz. So even though our defense has got our work cut out for us, their defenders have got their work cut out for them. And it is something that a Carlton team hasn't experienced against the Collingwood team in a very long time. In saying that, Wiedering, Silvani, they're going to mop up absolutely everything that gets thrown at them if the ball's coming in high and fast, high and slow, like we did with Sam Taylor against the Giants. I think that's the big thing, right? When we're getting slowed down by opposition, we like to bomb it in long, and we just let their defenders just mark every single ball and get those intercept markings. To win this game, one of Wiedering or Silvani, but you want Wiedering to have absolutely no intercept marks at all, or just less, keeping to shockingly low intercept possessions, because that's what eats you up, right? We've talked about insanity a lot, where insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So if we're to win this game, those are those little things that we were falling for. Even last week or a couple of weeks ago against Footscray, we were sort of starting to fall for. Kicking it down long, getting outmarked. You just got to put body on these defenders. And we've got the cattle down there that we should be able to outmark these guys and outplay these guys. And especially when their confidence is so low, you've got to start quick. We know that we can't start quick, but you've got to start quick. Put those goals on the board. Don't let them get ahead. And, with Collingwood, you have to put us into the ground before we can come out and revive our game, right? We can't let them get out to a big lead. But again, anything can happen. We saw Richmond come back from a 41-point lead. What I'm anticipating, though, is I said Carlton will start pretty quickly and high pressure. We're just going to absorb, and absolutely hit them hard. I think this game is a good barometer for us and where we stand as not only a football club, but where we stand on this season. Started off really poorly in opening round one against Port Adelaide. It was the best four-quarter game that I've seen us play. Then Footscray, it was a mixture of opening round and a mixture of round one. So it was about 50-50. Now we need to see where does Collingwood stand. We're pretty much going in with a full squad, except for who's out of the best 23 at the moment. Titch, Reef, and, I don't anticipate Mason Cox plays, but let's just say Titch and Reef, right? So we're pretty much going in with a full squad, and they're going in with about the same, but again, low confidence. They can have a really good squad, but their confidence is at an all-time low at the moment, and we've just got to make the most of it. I think this game is just going to be, like I've said, a lot closer than most people think. My big call and predictions, I think Bobby Hill's going to have a blinder. I think Bobby Hill's going to kick 3 or 4 goals. And I think we're only going to win by a few goals. I'm going to say 22 points. I would love to win by 10 goals. I'd love to absolutely knock these guys out of the park and have Michael Voss walk out of Icon Park the next day. But I just can't see that happening because teams like to play their grand final against us. We know this, right? We absolutely know this. And Mackay will more than likely come back in. They're going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at us. So we've got to be prepared to withstand all of that. We've got to be aware that they are playing good football. As much as I hate Carlton, I don't think they deserve happiness. They are playing good football. They're just not executing and they're falling flat. Can that be turned around? That's the biggest question. I don't think it gets turned around against Collingwood. That's for sure. So I love this game, right? I love and hate this game against Carlton. It gives me a really good feeling in my stomach, but it also gives me nervous butterflies. And on Thursday, when I'm walking to the G with Dad, I'm going to be an absolute wreck. It always feels like finals. It always feels like a final game. It feels like a prelim final game. And I hope that's how Collingwood treat it. I hope Collingwood don't think that it's going to be a walk in the park because it absolutely won't. And I don't think Fly will let them think about that anyway. Treat it like a finals game because it's going to be finals-like atmosphere. I'll see you on Thursday. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, double shackers, buy the merch. I'll sweep you later.